Okay, everybody, enough is enough. No more beating around the bush. I'm going to tell you guys where the alphabet came from. To begin, we have to go somewhere that we've already been before. The beginning, or rather the oldest, writing. Egypt. The beginning of hieroglyphics. If you've seen my Rosetta Stone video, highly recommend. I liked it a lot. You know that about 10,000 BC, we started seeing writing starting. Inscribed things that have a deeper meaning than just it's a scratch, right?
Right.
That developed into a robust hieroglyphic system in Egypt, and it was super complex. There were symbols that were sounds, there were symbols that were words, there were symbols that were grammatical features that were not pronounced. It was a deep, rich thing tied to its language intimately, and really the common Egyptian, I would say, definitely didn't know what the hieroglyphics were saying. That was something for the upper classes, the scribes, the priests, and not really very many other people in a deep way, right? Egypt ran into an issue. Unskilled laborers need to be able to be communicated with efficiently. And a very efficient way to communicate is with writing. However, these people, a lot of times, like, I hate to say it, kind of like today, were foreigners to the land of Egypt. They were immigrants. They were other Semitic peoples, but they weren't Egyptian. So their language was slightly different. I'm sure they could communicate on a basic level. I'm sure I'm wrong in that, but my point is, these people didn't understand hieroglyphics, and that you couldn't expect them to understand hieroglyphics to that level. They were masons and carpenters. They weren't scribes and priests. So what the Egyptians did was they created a new system, a simplified system. What they did was they took common everyday words. For example, this is mem, right? It means water. And they said, okay, this symbol means And they did that for all the various sounds until they had an alphabet. Well, actually, in researching for this video, I learned that it's not called an alphabet, it's called an abjad. An abjad is a word that was created in the year 1990 by smashing together the first four letters of the Arabic alphabet. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Arabic abjad. And what it means is it's a writing system that doesn't have vowels. Now, I think that's lame. Sorry. Kind of dumb. There are six spoken vowels in Arabic, and 3 of them have symbols. One of those symbols is doing double duty as a U sound and a V sound. But it's kind of weird to make that distinction, but whatever. Scholars have. I'm not a scholar. Scholar can do what he wants. Point is, it's not technically an alphabet, it's an abjad. It doesn't have the vowels, like other Semitic writing systems. It has A and I and U, but it doesn't have all the vowels. It's consonant-based. I'm probably going to take this moment while I'm stuttering and put the writing system's alphabet here so that you can look at that, because it's a lot to just talk about. You can pause the video if you want. Actually, I can stop stuttering and just ask you politely to pause the video. Okay, so right now, the Semitic peoples have a system, or I'm going to focus on the Phoenicians. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, because it wasn't, I'm not really thinking temporally right now. I'm thinking about steps in the process. So, I guess step 1 was hieroglyphics. Step 2 is the abjad. And now we're inching towards step 3. We're going to go to step 2B with the Phoenicians, where they simplified it even further and started using it in trade. Okay, so other people are being exposed to this thing. Now we're going to get to step 3. Step 3 is a proper alphabet, and the first proper alphabet, and the first time that happens is with the Greeks. the Greeks take the Phoenician alphabet, and they do something very interesting, I think. Let me know if you also think this is an important step. So up until now, the Phoenicians were calling the letters by the names of the objects that those symbols were representing. So literally, the word for B was the same as the word for house. The word for M was the same as the word for water. The word for A was the same as the word for ox. You know what I'm getting at. The Greeks were the people who abstracted that and created, well, they didn't create new words. They took the Phoenician words and assigned them to the letters. And when they had to invent other letters, because Greek had sounds that weren't in Phoenician, they had to make new letters as time went on. They just kind of gave them arbitrary names, like Psi and Chi, you know. So, if I'm wrong on that, I'll correct myself, I promise. So, they abstracted the names of these letters, and they included all of the different phonemes in their language. I don't know if anybody in Greece actually sat down and said, we should include every sound we make, but point is, they did. And that's essentially the last step. I mean, there's more steps from the Greek alphabet to the Roman alphabet that we use today. The Romans took the Greek alphabet and formatted it to their language. And really, that's what every European language has done with the Greek alphabet. We had one other situation with the Greek alphabet changing into another alphabet with the Cyrillic alphabet. Point is, all the alphabets in Europe can trace themselves back to hieroglyphics. That's really cool. But here's where it gets spicy. There's an argument that the Brahmic alphabet was also either influenced or derived from one of these early Semitic alphabets, not necessarily Phoenician, but something like Phoenician. This is a hot take. Talking about Indian history in general, or Indian linguistics, is kind of stepped on a beehive. I'm going to try to avoid it from now on. But this is an interesting point in the history of writing, that it's possible that the Brahmic alphabet was derived from the same thing that our alphabet was derived from. Which means the 198 extra scripts, all the way to Thailand and even a little bit beyond, came from Egyptian hieroglyphs. That's crazy. Now, there is an argument that the Brahmic alphabet could have been derived from the indecipherable Indus Valley Civilization writing system. This is a really interesting writing system. We aren't completely sure if it's logographic or if it's phonetic. It's a mess, and people are trying to decode it, and it's a big mystery in written language history and archaeology and human history for that matter. But I suppose that could also be true. But look at these comparisons. Feel free to pause the video this time. I'll quit stuttering. I think it's a hard argument to make. Almost every writing system in the known world is derived from the earliest time we have ever seen writing in history. And I think that's nuts. And I hope that you all can agree. Thank you for watching, Linking. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Bye-bye.